Hello, everyone, and welcome to Gold Bracket here at deadline number 7. I am Broken Piggy, joined here by the wonderful Yoko Poke, and we're just going to get right into it. We got our first match of the top cut here. It's going to be Flowerpot versus Helios. How you doing today, Poke?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to see these teams play in this gold bracket. First off, we have Flowerpot and Helios here. Flowerpot was able to go 4-1 in the group stage, while Helios was able to bring out a 3-2. There were, I believe, 4 different teams at 3-2. 2 of them made gold bracket. Helios was the top seed of those 3-2 teams.
Yeah, I mean, meanwhile, Flowerpot has just been moving onward and upward, 4-1 of the group stage, trying to make their claim, make their way on the grand finals. This is going to be 2 short little best of 3 sets, not a super long stream, but going to be full of great games, including this game 1 on TC Mako Mart.
TC Mako Mart, honestly, one of my preferred tower control maps in this game. I wish it was in more map lists. I feel like too many people don't include this in their map lists.
I don't know, I feel like it's pretty universal. It's just that tower control as a whole is just such a awkward mode in general. But we're just going to get right into it here to see how this sort of neutral plays out. We're seeing this ballpoint charger for some of that Inkjet special. Interesting combo on both sides. Both teams opting to run an Inkjet option, but it's going to be ballpoint versus Rapid Defco on either side.
Yeah, we're seeing some of that more new meta, which is no meta. I know that there's been a lot of talks about how it's been just kind of pick a tacticooler and then pick whatever weapons you like and see what happens. And we're pretty much seeing that from these teams immediately.
Yeah, Flowerpot is going to be here in the yellowish orange of the, talking flower, as we all know. But Helios is actually going to be the one on the offense here, already through that first checkpoint. And now Flowerpot scrambling to find that defense, but that backing from the Jet Squelcher is very effective in stalling out this tower. And now Helios, onto that second checkpoint.
Yeah, Helios getting to the point of this map where it could snowball to a victory. They're approaching this final checkpoint, and they don't seem to want to stop. Although Flowerpot does touch this tower, Helios with a gigantic first push in the first minute here.
Yeah, 60 seconds down. 2 checkpoints are already gone of Flowerpot's defense. It's all the way down to 14 points, and that is a brutal bar to beat, especially because of how easily that second checkpoint can be bottlenecked. With 2 go down on the side of Helios, Flowerpot is taking a good amount of mid control right now. DD is going to be pushing up onto the stack area, and it looks like Kiki on the ballpoint is going to be the tower rider. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I do have to note that I looked and these teams did not face off in the Swiss stage despite there being 5 rounds of Swiss so far, so it's interesting to see what these teams can do against each other. Flowerpot now breaking the first checkpoint, putting it together a push of their own.
Yeah, a push of their own is coming, and they're starting to stagger the members of Helios here, but Flowerpot can't get as clean of a push as they would like. That tower is being stalled around that 60-point mark. Octopus going to jump in on the tower, but the zap goes down, 1 down on either side. Here comes the Inkjet, though, crashing in on the off angle, but even still, Flowerpot has just not been touching this tower. They want to get a few more picks, but they're starting to lose a little bit of time, and that tower is moving back over to mid.
Yeah, and if Helios can put together a counter push here, it doesn't look like they might not be able to right now, but if they can, then they don't have any checkpoints to break if they can get that tower all the way into the other side.
Yeah, Mocha unfortunately getting counter special there. Stamp, already not great, but into an Inkjet is a little bit brutal, and that's going to do it. 2 down on the side of Flowerpot, and that push is effectively squandered as Helios are going to be taking all the map in their color, and this Jet Squelcher is going to be walling out the tower here. But here comes that Octobrush, able to get that pick on the off angle here. Flowerpot still in it to win it.
Yeah, Flowerpot here with a kind of good defense there. Helios looked like they were trying to get something started. Flowerpot putting that down, gets 3 down, trying to pick off that ends up on this stack here, starting to push their own once again.
Yeah, right now Flowerpot just trying to get a good push, but I mean, they have a monster push to contend with from Helios, and they have 2 minutes left on the clock. They need to be careful here. 3 versus 2 in Flowerpot's favor. They're going to be making it towards that second checkpoint. Here comes the hammer, gets the pick on Chada, goes down. The Zap is the last alive for Helios here, and the Inkjet's going to be hunting for them. That's the second checkpoint, and now we're in danger of a lead switch. 1 down on the side of Helios, 1 down on both sides. Flowerpot just trying to stay on the tower as much as possible. A little bit of lag is happening. It's stalled 15-14. Can they get the last point? It doesn't look like it. Chada is still going to contest it. Max going to hop on. It's going to go down. DD's trying to hop. But it gets taken out from behind. And that's going to be Helios defending their lead by the slimmest of margins.
Yeah, just one simple little point there is what is determining this entire match. Only 90 seconds now left on the clock. Helios with a chance to just push that tower all the way to the other side. If they can, that might be good, just simply because it'll take a long time for the tower to get back into their base, even if they lose this push.
Yeah, Helios was able to just keep it in the nick of time, and now Flowerpot really running out of time, especially with how slowly that tower is going to move over. Viper is able to find a pick on the Zap, though. Is going to try and get on this off angle, but gets taken down. 2 versus 4, favoring Helios here. Flowerpot is going to really have to scramble to get a push together and fast. Kiki's going to be jumping back into spawn, and all of this map is painted in Helios' color. Flowerpot is really going to have to string together a miracle.
Yeah, Helios fully using that tactic of the best defense is a good offense, holding mid as best they can here, touching this tower, putting it on the other side of the map as best they can. Although Flowerpot's not going to go down without a fight. They're touching the tower right now. 2 down on both sides. We'll see what can happen next here.
Yeah, neither team wants to let up on the aggression. Is the Octobus just crashing into the enemy flank, the enemy stack, being met by the Rapid Blaster, but now 20 seconds left in the normal timer. Flowerpot has control of the tower, but they don't have control of the map whatsoever, but they get the first pick. The Rapid's going to go down. VJet is close to a vacuum. That could end their push here and now. They have to be careful with how they proceed. 10 seconds left. It's going to have to happen in overtime.
Yeah, and honestly, I could see maybe something in overtime, but 2 go down. That's not good. 3 go down. Helios will take the tower, and they also take game 1.
Yeah, Helios had such a strong push at the beginning of game 1, and Flowerpot just a day late and $1 short on their own push, just barely not able to get that lead. And honestly, that lead would have been absolutely everything for them at the very end. So it is rough to see 15-14, such a small margin of error, but Helios going to be taking that to the bank and back.
Yeah, it is worth noting though that that was Helios' first push, and then Flowerpot was very slowly but surely coming back in that game overtime. I'm curious to see how that's going to play out through the rest of this set, because we are no longer in best of 1 Swiss stage. We are in best of 3 semifinals, going on to Rainmaker Humpback Pump Track next.
Absolutely, that's a great point, Poke. Yeah, just, I mean, I feel like the quality of push versus quantity of push is going to be something very interesting to look at, especially as we go into a map as momentum favorite as Rainmaker Humpback, because on one hand, if you can just get as many pushes as possible, you can just really batter down the enemy defense with how fast you can move with the Rainmaker. But on the other hand, 1 push is really all you need. And on a map like Humpback, no lead is a safe lead unless you get a knockout, pretty much.
I completely agree. There's been plenty of matches I've played on this map mode ever since it came out where, ooh, we got it to 1. We got that. This is going to be a really good lead. Oops, we choked. Oops, they knocked out. Oops, we lost the game.
Yeah, and I feel like Helios with that VJet, with that Ink Vac, is going to be absolutely instrumental should it come to this game, because suddenly the pushes becomes that much more uncontestable, and you just get that many more free points and that many more free knockouts potentially. And Helios already up 1-0. I'm sure would love to seal the deal 2-0 and head on to the finals.
Yeah, I'll particularly be looking for that probably in that elbow area that people love to just throw bombs in. You can't throw bombs if there's an Ink Vac in there, or else it'll just suck it up and spit them right back out at you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, that Vac shot is deadly with the cramped corners of the spawn of Humpback. So I mean, anything could really happen. I feel like Helios has a good amount of momentum on that game, just playing super duper well on that defense at the very end. So Flowerpot, they got their work cut out for them, but I'm sure both these teams would love to get this win and make their case moving on to finals.
Yeah, everyone wants that lovely, lovely Sendo badge. I know Flowerpot last time was almost made finals, but didn't. We actually were commentating and we thought they made finals, but there was a little bit of a technical issue and they couldn't quite make it.
Yeah, a little bit of a miscue, but we're getting there now, and now Flowerpot's going to have their chance for the redemption. They have to get through Helios first on Rainmaker Humpback. Here we go. Kiki's pulling out the vanilla splatter scope for that Ink Vac, and we're seeing the VJet come out once again for that Ink Vac option, as well as that Sorella Tenebrella.
Yeah, both teams pulling out the Ink Vac probably for the exact reasons we were just talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. And right now, this team fight is a kerfuffle for sure. 1-for-1 go down. Very interesting commentators on both sides, actually. Entry's going to be the cooler support of choice here for Flowerpot, just being able to hit over those ledges very effectively. And they're also pulling out the Crab Tank, which is not, I mean, something that's been cropping up a little bit more as time's been going on, but still fairly uncommon.
Yeah, right now in mid, we're just kind of seeing the classic Rainmaker moment of every team wants to get a hold somehow, some way, get multiple members down before they can pick up that Rainmaker. Just a lot of neutral being played right now. No team really getting a huge advantage quite yet.
Yeah, but that's because any advantage you give to your opponent can be absolutely disastrous. Here's Flowerpot trying to make their first push. It ends very abruptly, though. 3 down on Flowerpot, 2 down on the side of Helios. 1 versus 1 in mid, and it looks like Mocha's going to opt to back up with the Wiper, and that's going to give Helios all of the mid control. Sorela's going to grab this Rainmaker, get a tiny lead here. Going to get stopped, though, as 2 go down on the side of Helios, and these teams are just battling for that neutral win. They know any neutral win can be catastrophic for the enemy side. A trade happens in the jump camp here, and this Rainmaker's still stuck in mid. Bubbler is going to come out as well. It's dead even right now.
Yeah, that dash to 83 certainly won't hold. As I say that, it immediately gets popped, but the Inkvac is able to snipe that out at the lovely, lovely 69.
Yeah, no more points are allowed to be scored, I guess. I mean, this is kind of the other side of Humpback. It can knock out immediately, or it can be very, very stally. I mean, both sides are accounted for here. We are probably going to be seeing a good amount of the stalling. Here comes the Crab Tank, though, and here comes the Inkvac to help the Rainmaker push forward. That's going to be the checkpoint being broken for Helios here. As Flowerpot, their numbers are starting to wane. It's 2 versus 4. It's not in their favor at all, and this Splash dropped in a horrible spot. And now Flowerpot really going to have to scramble on this defense here. Rainmaker's going to be re-grabbed to try to get points behind this tent shield.
Yeah, they're using that tent and that bubble to just push all the way through this elbow into this platform over here, getting it down to 26. Of course, we talked about no lead is safe here on a Humpback Pump Track.
Yeah, Charger able to get 2 nice picks here. Kiki able to stop that push from Helios there at the very end, but Helios, again, gets a very strong starting push, and Flowerpot has their work cut out for them. 26 is definitely an attainable lead, but it's not going to be easy by any means. They have to get a good numbers advantage, and they have to move fast with that advantage while it still lasts. Crab Tank going to try and find it for them, but the Rainmaker's going to go down right behind them.
Yeah, Flowerpot very briefly had all 4 specials there, only able to use 2 of them due to that Inkvac not being able to be popped due to them carrying the Rainmaker. Not able to get past mid, though.
Yeah, right now they're just kind of stuck in mid, trying to move forward, trying to find an advantage, and that Inkvac is going to try and get it for them. Inkvac gets a nice double kill. This is exactly what they need as they run towards that second checkpoint, and there's the wipeout. That's going to be the checkpoint dunk, but they have to move fast. They have to get a few other picks. Jet Squadron's going to go down. Crab Tank is at the ready. Hammer's at the ready as well. Rainmaker's going to be grabbed. Zuka's going to be popped in the defense here, and Flowerpot trying to move slowly but steadily. They cannot afford to get too hasty. They don't have Inkvac on this push, and there's a big bubbler here on this defense. They cannot afford to move too quickly, or they're going to lose their chance in this push.
Yeah, that offense we saw with that big bubbler, and tent shield also working very well on defense, preventing them from getting through this elbow area. Huge stop here potentially, but the Rainmaker's still not picked off. It's still alive.
Yeah, Rainmaker is still going to be alive, living large, but they don't have a whole lot of time left on the timer. DD giving another batch of Tacticooler, but that Rainmaker's going to get sniped by the Trizuka there. Floop's going to be moving a little bit more forward, as of the rest of Helios on this defense. They are doing such a good job at holding this area. Their comp is designed to hold this area here, and they are doing it flawlessly. And now they have another Inkvac and another bubbler at the ready. Hammer's going to be coming through, trying to get anything possible. Points are starting to go down. It's stuck at 36. 3 versus 3 right now. This is going to come down to this fight, it seems. Mocha's going to try and get the pop of the Rainmaker. They've run out of ink. There's the pop and flavor of Flowerpot, and they get the lead just barely by 2 points.
Yeah, unlike last time, we now see Flowerpot actually taking the lead late in this game. Let's see if they can hold it. Only 40 seconds remaining for Helios to make a counter push.
Yeah, but the difference in the 2 comps are going to show. Helios is a comp made for holding. Flowerpot does not. So Flowerpot is going to have to work a lot harder to keep Helios from getting a surprise lead, but they're doing just that. 25 seconds left of regular time. It's looking like it's going to come down to overtime once again.
I do have to note, once again, the Rainmaker carrier is that Inkvac. There will be no Inkvac on this push to get them through that crucial elbow area. First, they got to make it through mid.
Yeah, first they got to make it to mid. They're going to be able to do that. Here comes that tent shield being deployed. Slight numbers advantage for Helios. This is exactly what they need, but Kiki has the vac at the ready. Wiper is going to go down. We are in overtime. About 30 seconds left on the Rainmaker timer. There's the crab being popped. The Zuka goes down as well, and the Rainmaker is being hunted down by all the Flowerpot. They're trying to force the game 3, but here comes Chada. Gets the pick on the Charger. Tries to get another on the spot. They're able to get the trade. Is Helios there? No, they're not. They're stuck in mid still.
Yeah, this Rainmaker just not able to move up safely in overtime. They really cannot afford to get picked off here. And they do get picked off. Set is, once again, even 1-1.
Such an evenly matched set between both of these teams. Game 1 came down to a difference of 1 point. Game 2 coming down to a difference of 2 points. Is Game 3 going to come down to a difference of 3 points? Only time will tell.
I cannot believe that both of these games were honestly just decided by inches. Inches on a tower and inches in Rainmaker.
Yeah, I mean, right now, Flowerpot's gotta feel very good about themselves right after that game. Well done indeed, but the job is not finished quite yet. Still going to come down to a game 3. Their opponent's already determined they're going to be fighting Leak in the grand finals, but they have to fight each other one more time to get there, and it's going to come down to a showdown on Clams on Manta.
Pinky, you were just talking about potentially a game that was separated by 3 points. Well, how much is one singular clam, Pinky?
3 points.
Huh. So, we're gonna potentially see a game decided by 1 clam, you think?
I mean, I think it's incredibly likely, but I also feel like, I mean, Clams is a little explosive just because, hee ha ha, Kraken in your base.
I do wonder if there will be some Kraken options coming out here. We're gonna see like a 96 deco, perhaps?
I gotta imagine there's gonna be a 96 deco.
Or
in some regard,
vanilla roller. That
Yeah, we
vanilla
might even-
roller might switch to Krakon, which I don't know. I don't remember the last time I've seen Krakon roller.
we might be seeing Krakon Roller. Probably not, because that weapon is garbage. But we might be seeing Krakon Roller. I would be very surprised to see it, but very, very intrigued as to what the prospects are going to be for both these teams.
I'd be an instant fan of whoever brings out Krakon roller of all weapons. That was my casual best friend in Splatoon 1. Back in my day.
See, when I was in Splatoon 1 casual, I knew I was smart, I was intelligent, I played shooters, because shooters are always strong.
Hey, you can probably guess, since I was a casual, what shooter of choice I had in Splatoon 1.
Splatter shot.
No, the noob weapon.
Aerospray?
Yeah.
Oh, right, because Aerospray
Yeah.
was broken! I forgot about that.
When I went back to Splatoon 1 recently, when the servers came back online, I looked at my old weapons. I knew I played Krakon Roller the most. I'm like, huh, what was my second most played weapon? Gold Aerospray. I was very much a casual in Splatoon 1.
Yeah, but I mean, these teams are consisting of anything but casual. They are incredibly strong players. They have been showing it throughout this set. They've been showing it throughout their competitive careers, and now they're going to have one more chance to show it in this set to move on to grand finals. It's going to come down to this game 3.
Yeah, I mean, going off of Splatoon 1, let's go to Splatoon 2. We have a Clam Blitz game and a game on Manta Maria coming up right about now.
Yeah, right about now in our immediate future, it's going to come down to this between Flowerpot and Helios. Let's take a look at what these teams are chefing up.
Come on, I'm rooting for that Cracker Roller. Come on. Come on, where is it? Where is it? I forget which team it would have been on.
It would have been this one, and it's no dice, no Kraken, period, going to be happening on either side. We are going to be seeing Kiki switch over to that ZNF splatter scope, but either way, Flowerpot staying with the same, and it looks like Helios only changing out that V-Jet for the C-Jet for that Toxic Mist Gaming.
Yeah, and once again, we're probably going to see a lot of scuffling in mid here to start this game. This Manta Maria is another map where there's just some long mid fights occasionally, and especially with Clam Blitz not being the absolute fastest mode in the game, we're probably going to see some neutral being played for a little bit here.
Yeah, some nooch, some footsies. DD is all too familiar with that concept, I'm sure. But right now, Flowerpot is going to be taking a dominant control of mid right now. DD going to be pushing onto the enemy bunker with that. And Triflot or Nuva, such a strong option on this map. And Flowerpot is just doing a multi-pronged assault on all fronts right now.
Yeah, momentum seeming to be going in Flowerpot's favor from that last game they took, but the ball carrier does go down as they try to approach that bunker. We'll see if they can build any more balls here, trying to get a score on the board.
Yeah, they would want that indeed, but you can't be too hasty. You know, you got 5 minutes of time. 1 minute's already burned, but it takes a good while to get a good clam push situated, especially if you don't have a Kraken to sort of just give you that for free. But here comes that hammer crashing from the back. Mocha is able to find 2 picks, then throws it, tries to find a third, and Mocha is still living large on this left side, has 6 clams. Super close to getting a power clam right now. Just 1 lucky clam spawn, and Mocha will get a push in here for Flowerpot. And Helios trying to find a way to respond to it, but this CJ is really struggling to reach them.
Yeah, Flowerpot here just kind of able to hold these areas as they wait for clams to spawn, wait to build their push so they can actually get a huge score on the board here. Helios still waiting for a response.
Yeah, meanwhile, Flowerpot's moving into the street area, but it's 2 versus 3, not in their favor at all. This Viper moves a little bit too early, gets caught up by 2 players. He's going to be forced to retreat super far, going to be forced to give up their position as well. But there comes the power clam in mid, and now Flowerpot has a good amount of clam economy, a good amount of map control. They just have to string it all together to get a push.
And suddenly 2 minutes of clock have been burned off. We're at 3 minutes and ticking down, and we have no score so far. I would say Flowerpot's been taking the most space, but still not able to put a clam in that basket. We'll see if they can right here with this charger approaching.
Yeah, and that's going to be the push. 2 power claims going down to 60 points. Another goes in down to 57. Another to 54. Flowerpot going to keep this momentum riding. They have the pick right now. They just need to get a few more clams in there. The Splash being the main clam carrier with 6. Going to be throwing them all in the basket, but 2 go down on Flowerpot. The last 2 don't have any clams. Are going to be forced to retreat. 42 is going to be the mark to beat here for Helios.
That honestly felt like a 2.5 minute long push. Flowerpot just able to take that timer down. Half the game's already gone. The first score finally.
Yeah, finally the first score going down, and even so, we are approaching the 2-minute timer right now. Helios still hasn't built a power clam here, I believe, even once, and Flowerpot just content to sit back, relax, and let him come to them, and they're just doing exactly that. 3 versus 3 right now. Here comes Sorella on this left side here, being, you know, scared away by Kiki's laser, but Max and Didi kind of stuck in the street area, being pressured by the C-Jet, or Mox trying to swing around here, but it's just, once again, heavy neutral play. Helios does not want to take it too fast, but they're starting to infiltrate the enemy territory.
You're mentioning people like able to just sit still, and we have Didi, who is famous for also playing Smash Bros competitively. You know what I'm about to say. Up a score, you know the vibes.
You know the vibes. Camp up, and they are doing exactly that.
Helios here still trying to get the space in. They do toss a power clam up, but there's no one to carry it. It looks like it might just die out there with no one to pick it up.
Yeah, and that clam disappearing is a little bit unfortunate. The roller does still have 7 clams. They can still build another, but they go down as soon as I say it. Commentator's curse. Didi sniffing them out beautifully.
Yeah, Helios still unable to just get a power clam into that basket. Still unable to really take that streak for an extended period of time. Only 1 minute left in this game. They do have a power clam, but they need to not only find a way to get that in the basket, but a bunch of other clams too.
Yeah, I mean, 42 again is the mark to beat. They would need to get 3 power clams in there just to get that lead, and that is a tall order for a team that does not have that much clam economy right now, or much map control in general. It's going to come down to mid, including overtime. There's a minute left on this clock right now. C-Jet is going to be the one holding the power clam, and suddenly Helios slowly building up clam economy, slowly building up map control. They have what they need to get this push going. They just have to put the pieces together, but here come the Tri-Strikes, 2 down on the side of Helios. Flowerpot with a beautiful defense, and the Charger gets the pick on the C-Jet as well.
Yeah, those 2 going down there immediately, they had like about 6 clams each. Unfortunately, when you die, you only drop about 3 clams. So multiple clams just despawning there for Helios. They really don't have enough clams to just make a push in. They do have 2 balls now, but they have picked up their pity. They won't have any more than that.
Yeah, they need 2 balls and 7 clams at least, and both the ball carriers go down. Flowerpot is not stopping the aggression. They are going onward and upward in overtime here. Chad is the last alive, and they're just being pressured every which way right now, and that's going to do it. The clams are going to despawn, and Flowerpot moving on to grand finals.
Yeah, Flowerpot just able to swing the momentum in their favor after losing that very, very narrow game 1. Able to take games 2 and 3 and punching their ticket, and they're going to go fight Leet in the finals.
Yeah, a little bit of a grudge match, but it's going to be the top 2 teams battling it out for number 1 and 2. Good job to Helios there. They made one heck of a fight, especially in games 1 and 2, but unfortunately Flowerpot just had a little bit of that adaptive juice and were able to come out on top. So good job to them. They're going to be fighting, Helios is going to be fighting Pearlescence in the 3rd place match, but as we said, Flowerpot moving on to grand finals to fight Leak. That is going to be the next match broadcasted and the last match of the tournaments.
Yeah, don't go anywhere. Finals coming up soon.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Deadline number 7, coming back to you with grand finals of the whole gosh dang tournament. It's gonna be Leek versus Flower Pot. There's a leak in our Flower Pot. I'm Broken Pinky, joined here by Yokopog once again. How we feeling about this?
I'm feeling like the leak isn't what you expect. It's actually the onion leak. It's not like water dripping out of our flower pot. It's Hatsune Miku left it there.
I wanted to say the Miku leak. Gosh dang it. You stole it from me.
Get pranked.
You took my leak. I can't believe it. You're not even gonna give me 90 cents for it.
Nope. No, you don't get any payment for it. It's in the flower pot now if you want to go take it.
I'm gonna aggressively search for a Flower Pot quote from Mario Wonder and see what I can do. What a pretty sunset.
Anyway, I do have to note, going into finals here, Leek is entering this having not dropped a game this entire tournament, looking to complete the full sweep with no games dropped.
Yeah, and I mean, no games dropped. That includes a 1-0 victory over Flower Pot in the group stage as well in round 4. So Flower Pot gonna be here for a little bit of a grudge match. And we're gonna be starting things off on Zones Mahi, one of the newest additions to Common Map List everywhere ever since that beautiful rework.
It's one of the newest additions to the game. This wasn't in the game before. Nope.
You're right.
What are you talking about? This was just, they added it in the middle of the season. The first time they've added a completely brand new map in the middle of the season.
Man, when are they gonna do that with like this like junkyard called Mincemeat Metalworks? Maybe like a bridge called Hammerhead Bridge or something like that. I don't know. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, that'd be wacky and uncharacteristic. They'd never do that.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to talking about Mahi Resort Splat Zones. Personally, this is one of my new favorite zones maps in this game.
I don't know. It's still a 3-star resort in my heart. But let's just get right into it here. Gonna be going into game 1 of grand finals of Deadline number 7. A lot of common names we're seeing. Only 7 of them on our screen though. What happened to number 8?
I think we're probably going to be seeing an exit of this lobby as we're not even starting. And there's the communication error. We'll try and get back into this as soon as we can.
Multiplayer game of the 2022.
Woo! We love Splatoon here and all of its quirks.
Oh, and the lobby exploded. I love to see it.
Oh, lobbies exploding is my favorite pastime. Especially during finals of a tournament.
Game design is my passion.
Hey, it's hard to make freaking lobbies not explode.
I mean, I guess you would know better than I would, but come on.
Come
There's like
Nintendo, make your game work.
There's like a Schmalorand, there's like a Schmoverwatch. There's a few examples.
What are those? Never heard of those.
You never heard of Schmalorand?
No.
Good.
Never.
Right.
I haven't heard of anything. I only know Splatoon. That's the only game I've ever played ever in my entire life. Fun fact.
Yeah. Fun fact, Poke has never heard words in their entire life. It's just just a jelly bean vibing in a solitary state.
I'm just floating in some like random undescribed fluid. no involvement from the outside world.
Exactly.
The only thing in front of me is a game of Splatoon. At all
Undeterred, undisturbed, moisturized, content, in their happy place, as always.
Anyway, looks like you have the lobby hopefully getting back up in just a second here. We see some players entering a lobby, and we'll get right back to that lovely game of Mahi Resort that we've been anticipating so much.
Yeah, I mean, we've been anticipating this game for a long time. I mean, we're in grand finals. This is what the whole tournament's been leading up to for the last hour and 46 minutes of gamership right now. So it's gonna come down to this. Heads are gonna roll, scores are gonna be settled. Let's get into this, hopefully with the utmost speed.
Yeah, and winner of this gets, honestly, one of my favorite looking Sendo badges. I love the Sendo badge for this. If I wasn't commentating, so nice. I'd be trying to like get people together, because that Sendo badge, oh my gosh, it's pretty.
Yeah, I would get together like all of my top player friends that I don't have.
Oh yeah, same. My top player friend, Broken Pinky.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's not like both of us are low ink eligible or anything. Nope. No.
Yeah.
No,
Div 5, Div 6. What's that? I give Div 0. You know what's.
Yeah, get in the lobby.
Get in the lobby. Oh my god.
Speaking of which, we have an instance of the A button challenge. It looks like we're waiting for an entire team to ready up currently, even though comp should have been locked in last time. I'm calling them
Oh,
out. Ready up.
I mean, hey, you never know. Just one last little look through. Maybe they're just trying to troll us on the commentary. You never know. Maybe they're listening in and they're like, dance, monkey, dance. But here we go. Back into the swing of things.
If our
Game
competitors are
one.
listening to us, if our competitors are listening to us, hi. I love your gameplay. Thanks for bringing it to us. Let's get into this Mahi Zones game.
Your gameplay is awesome. Give me money. Here we go. Game one going to be happening. Interesting comp here on the side of Leak. And we're going to be seeing the leader come out on the side of, I believe, Flower Pot.
And look at that. We also have 2 Splash-O-Matics on one on each side. Last time we saw that was probably like, you know, the epitome of crab meta.
Oh, we saw a lot more than 2. We saw 2 per team, maybe. If we were lucky.
Quiet. We don't talk about those times.
The crab can hear you. My Velocity Sam is coming.
No, not the crab.
Yeah, right now we're seeing Leak take a dominant control of this mid right now. Flowerpot had the numbers advantage for a little bit, but just couldn't make anything off it. And it is just so scary to approach on this map because, like, there's just so many angles you can be covered. And if you just head in the wrong way, you just explode immediately. And that's one of your, like, 3 chances to take care of zone.
Yeah, Leak though showing their strong suit here. They have not dropped the game, as I said before, getting it down to 65 immediately. Well, Flowerpot now with the response 2 down on each side. This zone will stay in Flowerpot's favor for the time being.
Yeah, 2 versus 2 right now in mid. Crab Tank is going to pop out. It's almost expired, but Flowerpot trying to hold on as long as possible. Kiki tries to get that pick, but is not able to do so, and the leader goes down as well. That's going to be Leak getting the zone back in their favor, and right now they're just a few points away from that water dropping, and that's going to make the map a lot easier to play on for both these teams. So let's see what's going to happen here as the water should drop hopefully shortly, but not if Flowerpot has anything to say about it.
Yeah, Flowerpot wanting to just get themselves to get that threshold to drop the water. They want to take this lead here. They'll take control back, put another penalty on the Leak, and get them 2 down briefly there. They have some control here. Some points will be shedded off the board for sure.
Yeah, Mars going to be putting on a lot of pressure. Marstar with that leader shooting ever so far away, and now the lead is in danger of being flipped right here. 1 point away, and there we go. Flowerpot has the lead, and that water should be dropping any second now. Here we go. The resort is going to be expanding to a full-on hotel, it seems. But here comes the Tri-Strikes. League trying to get back into the swing of things, and they're going to get the cap right back in their favor.
Yeah, Leak getting 2 down on the members of Flowerpot there, taking that zone back, and now with the fully expanded map, it might be a different kind of hold here from Leak. We've seen them take every single game so far. Could this be another one?
Yeah, I mean, League just has every possible angle of the map covered so effectively right now. And Flowerpot really struggling to get in. Leak gets the lead back in their favor. Here comes Azuka from Flowerpot. Kiki trying to find a pick from it, but instead gets taken down by the Squeezer, and Flowerpot 2 down right now. They need a miracle to happen right now. Mars able to get a pick onto that bucket on the side of Leak here, but Sam just content to sit under this platform, just tuck up burst bombs, and right now Leak is not going to be disturbed at all. Here comes Azuka from the Squeezer, gets the pick on the leader, and Flowerpot is starting to fall apart here slowly but surely. This is their last chance. They don't have much time remaining, and they're contesting the zone. It's going to come down to this cap. They don't get it quite yet. They're just going to be shooting the zone. Just cap. Flowerpot just desperately trying to paint the zone in their color as best as possible, but Leak still holding on. Not long enough, though.
Yeah, that's going to be a 62-point penalty for Leak. Flowerpot's got to be happy about that because now, honestly, they have less points to get through than Leak does. I say that, though. Immediately, they get that penalty put right back on them. Leak taking control right back.
Commentator's curse indeed, but now Flowerpot has a crab tank at the ready. They're going to be popping it right now, trying to just get any kind of control possible right now, but the crab battle is gonna go in favor of League, and that's 2 down on the side of Flowerpot once again, and this leader's in a very awkward spot as is the splatter shot, and League halfway through their penalty already, just threatening to get a knockout, threatening to go up 1-0 in this grand finals right now. Flowerpot gotta be panicking just a little bit.
Shades of an old meta there, a crab versus crab battle, and the winner seems to might have decided the match here. The timer ticking down, penalty's gone. Ooh, but Flowerpot caps it right at the last second. Game is still going on.
This game is still alive. Flowerpot still has life yet in them, but they're gonna have to make it count here. Only a minute left of regular time. The shot's gonna go down, 1 down on either side here. 1 minute remaining. Officially, it's just a bloodbath in mid right now, but it's going in the favor of Flowerpot as they're done with their penalty, back to scoring regular points, and now is Leak on the back foot, trying to move back in with the tri-strikes.
It's now or never for Flowerpot. They pretty much have to grab the lead here, or they probably won't have enough time. It'll go to overtime if Leak can cap it right now, and they do. They won't be able to probably get through this penalty just based on how this game's been going so far. But holding control here with only 30 seconds left, they gotta be feeling good.
You gotta be feeling good. Leak needs a few more picks to lock this game in their favor, and they're gonna be pushing back. They are gonna give up control shortly, but they have all the specials they need. The Crab Thing and the Zuka. Zuka's gonna find one. Leader's gonna be forced back. 15 seconds left. Enemy Crab gonna be coming out from Flowerpot, but it's not gonna be able to impact the zone from so far away, and Leak just trying to hold on for the last few seconds. 5 seconds left, but 3 go down on the side of Leak. Flowerpot gonna try and get one final hold of the zone before overtime.
They get a cap there with only 1 second left on the board. Flowerpot fighting for their lives constantly here.
Yeah, Flowerpot does not want to go down without a fight, and they have the numbers advantage right now. Zone is in contestment, but DD trying to make magic happen. They go down, though. 1 down on either side, 2 down on the side of Flowerpot. Leak is moving in desperately. They don't have much time to mess around, and they're contesting the zone already. DD with the flank, though, coming in from behind, and their penalty is over with. This could be a last-second comeback from Flowerpot. They have the numbers advantage right now. They have the paint advantage. It's just the Squeezer. Squeezer's not going to be able to hold on to the zone by themselves. 5 seconds left before this lead switch happens in overtime. Flowerpot is going to be doing it, barely getting the lead and taking game 1.
And if you look on the zone, it was actually capped after the game ended due to all the specials that were being thrown on top of it. Flowerpot getting every single second they needed to take that lead and take this game. They end Leak's undefeated streak here, and now they're only 1 game away from taking this entire tournament.
Yeah, Leak at the very end, through the tri-strikes, through the Zuka on the zone, even through the barrel itself, but it just wasn't enough time. Just barely out of time, out of style, can't get you out of my head. And Flowerpot taking their game, ending Leak's hot streak, and now, as you said, Poke, 1 game away from winning the tournament.
Yeah, next up we're gonna shift to, oh, this wasn't a counter pick? This was actually just like the map in the list? We're going to Inkblot Tower.
Inkblot Tower, the NA Classic.
Seriously though, why does everyone love counterpicking? I still don't get it. Everyone loves Inkblot Tower as their counter pick.
Because pretty much anything can work on here, and this is one of the maps where tower control almost sort of feels like a mode as opposed to like a cruel social experiment.
Yeah, I just thought new map list. Everything starts on a random zones map, and then it immediately goes to Inkblot Tower because it's going to be the counter pick regardless. Inkblot Tower is always the second map mode in a set.
Now imagine playing Ladder Rank, because that was our Ladder Rank experience. And game 1 was always on Zones Barnacle for some reason. Anyway.
Barnacle? Dude, that's Barney.
It was funny. Anyway, speaking of funny, I mean, TC Inkblot, it's kind of funny just how much of a meme it is, but yeah, pretty much anything can work here. Both these teams have been using that bucket power, and bucket's pretty strong at this map. I would imagine we're going to see that coming out from both of them. I mean, I don't know. It's TC Inkblot. Pretty much anything can work, especially in this meta where you just kind of pick the weapon you like the most and you just stick with it.
I wouldn't be surprised if we see the same comps. I wouldn't be surprised if we see completely different comps. We honestly have no idea here.
Yeah, I mean, anything can happen, but Flowerpot, like we said, threatening to take this tournament. They are trying to move onward and upward toward that beautiful Sendo NFT. League trying to stop them however possible. Here we go. Game 2 here in Grand Finals of Deadline number 7 between Leak and Flowerpot.
And I also do have to note, we do have the actual deadline coming up. We only have 4 minutes to finish this game. Oh no, the tournament's gonna totally end if we hit the deadline without the games finishing, guys.
Oh no, and we are going to be seeing the Neo Machine coming out from League as opposed to the Vanilla Slosher. And it looks like Flowerpot's going to be sticking with most of the same stuff, just switching out that leader for ZNF Charger.
The classic ZNF Charger. The one that people are freaking out that apparently the new Snipe Rider is going to be outclassing it entirely, and pretty much everyone else is like, no, they're 2 different main weapons and they want 2 different things. But nonetheless, we're seeing ZF here. We'll see what it can do.
I mean, what it's going to do is kind of nothing yet, because it seems like League is the one with all the advantage right now, all the way on that welcome mat of a first checkpoint here. 40 seconds off the clock, but yeah, neither team can get or Flowerpot at least cannot get a strong advantage. League continuing to push onward and upward though. Have the double Zuka here at the ready. One of them is going to pop get the pick on the crab, but one goes down on Leak as well. It looks like their push might be stalling here. Flowerpot setting up for the defense.
Mickey, how many times is someone paying you to say onward and upward in the set?
Not enough.
Not enough. It seems like you're trying to fit that in anywhere you can. It's the talking flower phrase. We gotta throw it in somewhere.
What are you talking about? I would never throw in an obligatory joke. What are you talking
these
about?
piranha plants are sure on parade, aren't they?
Oh my god, they're singing! But regardless, packing some neutral play here. This neutral play only going to be favoring Leak at the time being because they do have that lead. But now Flowerpot starting to get their own push going. It truly is a welcome out of a checkpoint. Flowerpot already almost there, but right now Leak setting up pretty strong on this defense. DD not able to find the pick is actually going to get forced to jump out instead, and that's going to be that push kind of squandered there at 86.
Yeah, it is a welcome mat, but I do find that it's one of the harder welcome mats to get through in this game. Just how that tower is situated, you can just throw a lot of crap on it and end up not getting that checkpoint for a suspiciously long amount of time.
Yeah, it does take a good while to get that first checkpoint, but it is pretty close to mid. I mean, it's not the hardest thing in the world. It's just kind of hard compared to some of the other options out there. But right now, look at just this double AoE assault here from Leak. Gets the pick on the Mox there. And that is only going to stall out Flowerpot even more. 2 down on the side of Flowerpot, actually. And now, Leak might just try to take that opportunity. Not a big push has happened yet in this game. And Leak definitely has the window to make something happen. They have total control of the enemy Bass right now. Mangoat proven to be the GOAT as they are just popping off with his Neo Machine up in the Bass area. Gets another pick up to leave for the trouble. And now Leak on that second checkpoint trying to break it over. Possible. Flowerpot trying to for the defense. It's not going to be enough though. Snipe happens a little bit too late, and now Leak has 2 checkpoints under their belts.
Yeah, that second checkpoint break is going to be huge for future pushes. They'll be able to get that tower onto that platform as soon as that tower is just able to move onto there. While Flowerpot, on the other hand, will have to break through those checkpoints still with only 2 minutes left in the game.
Yeah, but with the pace of this game, I mean, you might not even need an extra push if you're Leak. You might just need to hold it, but right now Leak is going to go 2 down. Flowerpot trying to fight back desperately. Kiki rallying their team around them, it seems. Trying to get the pick onto the machine. Gets the trade for their trouble, but it's not going to be enough for the total mid-control. Flowerpot still needs to work a little bit harder.
Yeah, Flowerpot here is grabbing the tower. We'll see if they can get past the welcome mat this time. Zuka trying to clear the tower. They're going to have to stay off it for just a split second here until stepping right back on it. Still trying to break through this checkpoint. It looks like they will here, but at what cost?
At the cost of their ZF and now their Splash-O-Matic as well. 2 down on the side of Flowerpot. They were able to clear that checkpoint, which is going to help them in the future here. But now Leak has to control the tower and control the entire map as well, with the minute and 20 left on the clock right now. Flowerpot in a little bit of a do-or-die situation once again, but we saw how they were able to come back in game 1. We might just see another comeback here in game 2.
Yeah, but this is tower control, where a really good offense is also the best defense. You're pushing this tower all the way onto this plat. Just going to shed that clock further and further, less than a minute into the game, and the tower is fully on this ramp now.
Yeah, tower making its way onto the slick. Tower's pretty far into Flowerpot's territory. Squeezer going to go down, though. Flowerpot just trying to rally behind themselves and trying to regroup. Another point gets scored, but it's not going to be enough to get an extended push going. That is going to be Flowerpot sticking on this defense, it seems, trying to move back into mid. They don't have a ton of paint control yet, but they're trying to get anything they can. They're closing in some tri-strikes. 30 seconds left of regular time. Once again, it's going to have to happen in overtime.
Yeah, Flowerpot, though, has the specials at the ready. We'll see when they can pop them, trying to get to the second checkpoint. They need to get through it, and just that little touch forward, and they could take the lead here. Only 17 seconds left. It's going to be a close one.
Yeah, but Crab is aimed right at the tower, as of the Zuka. 48-43. Mar is going to be stuck in an awful spot, though, trying to get any kind of semblance. Mox hopping on the tower, but 3 people are shooting at them. It's not going to be enough, it seems. And Flowerpot has a little bit of overtime. Kiki's still on the tower, but it's not going to be enough. Leak takes game 2 and forcing yet another game 3.
Yeah, that second checkpoint proving to be the decider of this game. Leak able to break through it. Flowerpot could not.
Yeah, I mean, just such a back and forth set it's been. I mean, Leak has had the control for the majority of the time, but Flowerpot is so hard to eliminate for sure. And I mean, these scores have been tight, just like the last set.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying that we're getting to see a nice beautiful close set here. Honestly, I have no idea who's going to win this because, like, Flowerpot was able to take that first game in overtime. League was able to take that first game, stopping an overtime push.
Yeah, it's going to come down to game 3. We might not even see an overtime here. Who's to say it's going to happen on Rainmaker Museum Dolphoncino?
This is one of those maps I feel like is pretty good, but I'm not, like, so sure about it anymore as time goes on. It's not my, like, ideal Rainmaker map. I personally am a fan of Undertow, which I justifiably so. It's kind of the Rainmaker map you just throw into your map lists. But Museum is still, it's not a slouch for a map either.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Rainmaker Museum because it does kind of have the caveat of, like, Scorch, where it can be kind of stally. And that first checkpoint is somewhat easy to break comparatively. But I just feel like you have a lot more opportunities on offense and a lot more opportunities on defense. In my opinion, this is just a strictly better Scorch Rainmaker. I'm a big fan of this map.
You don't have to convince me.
Yeah.
You don't have
to convince that many people. But I think this is a pretty solid map. I'm excited to see a little bit of resurgence here, and I'm excited to see it as the final game of Deadline number 7.
Yeah, and with Museum as well, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw that Leader again. This is a map that Leader likes to play around with that huge open mid, giving it plenty of sightlines to play around.
Yeah, I mean, the Charger player, I believe it's Mara on the side of Flowerpot, has been getting a good amount of mileage. I would imagine Mars enjoying to see this map as their final hurrah. I mean, as you said, Poke, that Leader's pretty nice. We might be seeing some breed of Splatter Scope here, whether it be the vanilla for the VAC or the ZNF for just the general overall safety with the wall and the strikes. But here we go. Heads will roll. Scores will be settled in the final game of Deadline here between Flowerpot and Leak.
Yeah, we'll see if any comp changes come out right about now.
We are going to be seeing the same old come out from Leak. Flowerpot going to be switching over to that vanilla Splatter Scope for that Ink Vac.
Yeah, as you said, the Splatter Scope coming out with the... We've seen Ink Vac before in Rainmaker, specifically in Humpback we saw it last time. Now in Museum, I don't think it's quite as powerful, but still nothing to slouch at.
Oh, absolutely not. Mox going to be setting up for a crowd spot, a very interesting crowd spot it seems, at least. Already a complete bloodbath in mid right now. Both teams in a just terrifying neutral state right now. Mara going to be building up for that vacuum, just putting on a ton of pressure with that laser, but right now, Leak is going to be all cooled up, trying to move forward, but the spot is going to go down. I mean, we're just stuck in a bit of a hard neutral right now.
Yeah, once again, I mentioned it before, I'm going to mention it again. It's the Rainmaker neutral where everyone wants to get a huge advantage before they can pick up that fish.
Yeah, I mean, it's just neutral until you pick up the fish pretty much, as you just said. But Squeezer has the Zuka. This could be enough to pry open an advantage for Leak here. Double Zuka going to be coming out on the side of Leak, as is the crab, but yet no picks come out. Rainmaker going to be grabbed nonetheless. Sam is going to be moving in right in the face of that Ink Vac, trying to just move around it. Meanwhile, Fishy's going to be the one to grab the Rainmaker, but 2 down on the side of Leak. 3 down is just the Rainmaker, and they do find a pick, but it looks like this push is going to be ending pretty shortly here for Leak.
Yeah, not really a great first push there. Not able to get to that checkpoint or even really particularly close to it. Leak's got to not be very satisfied with that. They want more.
Yeah, but it also took them a minute and a half to get there, just because of just how difficult it's been to push versus both these teams. These teams are setting up for defense so incredibly well. We are stuck in a bit of neutral hell right now. A minute and a half has been burned off the clock. Both these teams just trying to find just a single solemnly pick to get any kind of advantage going in their favor, and they've just not been able to find it just yet.
No one wants to drop into that mid-death zone without first having something established there.
Yeah, but Flowerpot's going to do just that and go 2 down for it, and now Leak has another chance with this Rainmaker Mango trying to move onto the plat, but here comes that Ink Vac for the defense, gets the pick on the machine, and this Rainmaker once again going to be stalled and going to be taken out by Flowerpot here.
Yeah, this Ink Vac's been very, very good on defense for Flowerpot. I know it's normally seen on offense to try and like push a Rainmaker through an area, but honestly, it's really saved these pushes on defense so far in this game.
Yeah, and now Flowerpot with the Rainmaker carry for the first time. Going to be moving close. They're close to that lead right now. They want a little bit more, but the Zuka's able to find a pick on them as well as a pick on another. Mox going to be forced to jump out. Beautiful Zuka here by Michiru, able to stall out all the Flowerpots off and able to stop them from taking that lead.
Yeah, suddenly we're halfway through this game and no one has yet broken these checkpoints. It's been still very, very defensive this entire time.
Yeah, I mean, even still, just they're going blow for blow. It is 1 versus 1 happening right now, and DD does not have the good wave approach right now. Mango popping that Zuka, but they get taken out by the Charger. Does the Charger see the jump? It is not looking like it, and 3 minutes burned off this clock, and just slowly but surely, nothing's really been happening right now. Charger pushing up so incredibly far, trying to find this pick on the enemy sponge, not going to find it, and Rainmaker resetting in mid once again, and the Charger is going to go down to the suction bomb.
That was a tragic, tragic death for that Charger. My goodness.
Yeah, but I mean, with the cooler, Charger's back all the way with that ink back as well. 1:35 on this clock. Both these teams scrambling to find any push. It is 81-78. Like, it is just so incredibly dead even right now. Neither team can get a solid advantage. They both want it so incredibly desperately. They're just fighting for their lives right now in the last game of Deadline.
Yeah, at this point, this match could come down to someone just jumping that Rainmaker from that mid spinner to the checkpoint area. Not even dunking the checkpoint, just making that jump could honestly take this lead. And at this point, there's only a minute left in the game. It could be the decider of the entire tournament.
This tournament might come down to a gamer jump. Let's see. Fishy has the Rainmaker, but they get taken down. 2 down on the side of League. But the spinner's in a horrible rotation right now. Flowerpot gonna run it back, run it forward. Mox makes the gamer jump, gets the lead, and does not get the checkpoint, but the lead is what they wanted. They wanted a bit more, though. Rainmaker gonna be popped once again, but they're not gonna be able to pick it up. Sam here with the defense. Crab there, the last bastion left alive for League here. Flowerpot still has the potential to get some more points on the board.
Yeah, that Crab acting as that huge anchor there, slowing them down just a little bit, enough that they still don't get that check, but they only 30 seconds left and counting down very, very quickly.
Yeah, 20 seconds on the clock. League making a last-ditch effort for this checkpoint. It's going to have to happen in overtime once again. 15 seconds of regular time. Fishy's going to be the Rainmaker carry of choice, but the Zuka's at the ready, as is the ink bag on Flowerpot on this defense. Meanwhile, no specials are ready for League just yet. Here comes that Zuka. Crab is going to be ready as soon as possible, I'm sure. And this Rainmaker is going to be stuck in an awful spot. 30 seconds left of the Rainmaker timer here. Ink bag's going to be popped, as are all the specials on the side of Flowerpot. Fishy just running for their life right now. DD hunts for them and is able to get them. And Flowerpot takes the game, set, and tournament and are your Deadline number 7 champions.
They'll be taking home that lovely Sendo badge we were talking about earlier. They were able to end that undefeated streak from League, get revenge for dropping a game in the Swiss rounds, take the entire tournament over them.
Yeah, Flowerpot able to stop not only League's streak of game counts, but able to stop their set streak as well. Takes the tournament from right under their noses of the slimmest of margins right at the very end. Beautiful play from Flowerpot throughout this entire tournament, especially in this top cut bracket, taking 2 intense Game 3 sets their way. What a tournament from them.
I still can't believe that Rainmaker match just came down to who made the jump. There was no checkpoint break that entire time.
No checkpoint break.
You go into solo queue in Museum Rainmaker, and you can sometimes just jump it because no one's happening to look at you and get the checkpoint. But because those teams are just playing such good defense that entire game, that all it came down to was that jump near the end of the game for Flowerpot.
Yeah, it all came down to a Leroy Jenkins, and I mean, what's done is done. Scores are settled. Flowerpot moves onward and upward one final time to that Sendo NFT and to the realm of the champions. So congrats to them for taking the tournament. But with that being said, the deadline is due. Our time is up. That's going to be all from us here at the tournament. Thanks again to the wonderful TOs, to Jorian for being a great streamer. And we're going to be signing off here. But before we go, I got to know, Poke, where can we find you?
You can find me mainly on Twitter at YokoPoke_, and eventually, many, many months in the future, I will be at the recently announced Low Tide City as well.
And you can find me also on Twitter at BrokenPinky_, and hopefully, by the grace of God, I will be at Low Tide City as well, alongside all of you wonderful people for one last hurrah. But with that being said, thank you all so much for watching Deadline number 7. Have yourselves a wonderful day. See you guys later.